This is the BGG Climbers list for the week ending 2/2/2022. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description below if you want to take a look at the list or see any more games on the list. So we'll start it off with number 10. So this is interesting. It's Voyages, which until this list is a game I never heard of. This is, I think, a Kickstarter game. It is also a print and play and a roll and write. It can be played 1 to 100 players, which is common for a lot of roll and writes. And it looks like it uses it. I mean, obviously printed out and played with some dice and a pen or pencil. From what I gathered, you're taking some journey through a map that you've printed out. I think there's some early versions or some early versions of the game. I guess this is the official Kickstarter version of the game, but I think it's also a print and play. And I've heard that there's going to be expansions coming out in the future. It looks interesting for a print and play game, and I'm happy to see it on this list because otherwise I never would have found out about this game, I don't think. So that's number 10, Voyages. Number 9 is Welcome to the Moon. So this is the latest Welcome to version. So there was Welcome to Your Perfect Home, Welcome to New Vegas, which didn't do as well. But this one looked very interesting. So this essentially it's a Welcome to game, but with rocket ships and other maps to do with space. So there's quite a variety of maps in the game, as you can see here. It looks like maybe 8 different player boards or maps, and I think all the mechanisms are a little bit different in each game, kind of like the Welcome to expansions, which I have a bunch of. And Welcome to is actually probably my favorite roll and write game, just because of how it plays. So this game, I'm not surprised it's doing so well. It looked really good on the Kickstarter, and I'm excited that people are finally getting their hands on it. Will it end up in the top 100? Probably not. I feel like most roll and writes just don't have the oomph to get up there nowadays. But let's see it. It is a very good-looking game, and I will probably try it in the future. So that's Welcome to the Moon. Number 9. Number 8 is Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition. So this one must be hitting backers as well, or maybe it's on Kickstarter. It's hard to say. It was Kickstarted. It probably is just showing up. Let's see here. Okay. So Sentinels of the Multiverse is a game that's a superhero-esque, I think cooperative deck building game. Yeah, cooperative deck building game. I've actually only played the original on on the app. I'm not sure I would play this game in board game form. It seemed kind of convoluted and, I don't know, more complex than the game probably I would get out of it, I think. But that's just my feeling. It's a very well liked game, and the definitive edition looks good. The artwork is, the comic booky artwork, and it, I think if you're a big fan of Sentinels of the Multiverse, you probably will pick up this game. Do I think it's going to hit the top 100? Probably not. I think it'll probably be in the top 500, though. I think that the fans of this game are really going to jump on this. So that's number 8, Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition. Number 7 is Final Girl. So this is this game is very interesting. So this is a solo reimplementation of Hostage Negotiator. We've seen this a few times on the list. This game is getting phenomenal reviews. They had a second edition for Final Girl 2 Kickstarter that just came out, which is going to get this in the hands of more people, as you can see down here. Final Girl Series 2. This solo game is going to end up in the top 100. I am fairly certain about. If there wasn't enough copies printed in the first Kickstarter, there will be with the second with the Series 2, and I think the reviews for this speak for itself. The funding is huge, 1.8 million for a solo game, which might be the biggest solo only Kickstarter board game. I don't know. Might be. Anyway, in this game, you're playing the final girl in a horror film, and I assume you uh, you basically have to kill the slasher or the person or whatever's coming to get you. And one unique thing about this is that it's kind of like a game system, maybe like Time Stories, where you have a base game that's just the system, and then you have these like DVD boxes of each different final girl for each scenario, which is a neat way of doing it to bring in the even more of the theme of a horror movie. Anyway, I've already said this is, I think, very likely to end up in the top 100. So I think we'll be seeing it over the next few weeks. Number 7, Final Girl. Number 6 is Botoku. So we've looked at this one before. There was after, I guess, around Christmas, there was a big jump in the ratings. I think people got their hands on the game. It's cooled down a little bit since then, but I think we'll have to keep our eye on this one because it's a heavier game, which tend to do better on Board Game Geek, and it is a good-looking game. So that is number 6, Botoku. Number 5 is Caper Europe. So this Caper Europe is a Caper second edition. This game is doing pretty well in the reviews. I would say above average. I think Z gave it a phenomenal review. But I don't get the feeling like this is going to end up in the top 100. I think it's maybe a little bit too niche of a game and probably won't have a wide enough distribution. So that's number 5, Caper Europe. Number 4 is Arc Nova. So we've seen this one for many weeks. It looks like more and more people are getting their hands on this game. This is definitely headed in the top 100. The reviews are phenomenal for it. As you can see here, we're already sitting at, I guess, for the last couple or almost 2 months, it's been above 8.5, which is really good for a game. This, any game getting higher than this and having a good retail distribution and as many good reviews as this game has, it's just destined to end up in the top 100. This thing, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this in the top 20 by the end of 2022. So this is number 4, Arc Nova. Number 3 is Radline. So this is a 2-player game. There's some thunder here. We have the storm coming through. This is Radlands. This is a 2-player game from Roxley. It has some unique cyberpunkish artwork, I feel like, and it's also getting very good reviews. Now, one thing is, if this gets a retail release, I think there's a good chance it will be in the top 100 as well. It's been, doing pretty well. I think 2-player games have really been a strong suit of, during this pandemic, and now that we're kind of getting to hopefully to the end of it, I think there'll be a even more board gaming picked up, and Roxley makes some really, I think, solid looking products, which do help with getting people to play the game the first time. That's number 3, Redlands. Number 2, Merchants: The Dark Road. So we've seen this for a number of weeks. This is a long-awaited game. Pick up and deliver with some really good presentation. I don't see this one hitting the top 100, though. The reviews have been not strong enough, and actually the ratings here have been already in the mid-7s. So I think it's probably a good pick up and deliver game. It's just pick up and deliver is not a lot of people's favorite type of game, as we've seen with other previous games like Wasteland Express Delivery Service. Amazing production, just didn't get the traction because of the mechanisms. This is number 2, Merchants of the Dark Road. And number 1 is Lord of the Rings card game revised core set. So I didn't even know this was coming, but this is a new edition of the Lord of the Rings card game which is a cooperative card game, if I remember right. Yeah, I haven't actually played Lord of the Rings card game. I think I have the digital version of it, but I think one change with this is that it's 1 to 4 players instead of one to 2 players, which is a really good thing to do. It's the same thing they did with Arkham Horror when they did the next revision on that card game. And I think Lord of the Rings card game was very popular. I think it's got the Lord of the Rings IP, which is one of the most popular fantasy IPs out there, and it's uh, a new version. I think it's going to do well in the ratings. Probably not going to end up in the top 100. I don't think the original one was. Yeah, so the original one's at 140. I don't see this one ending up in the top 100 either. I think Lord of the Rings was in there for a while and probably dropped down. But having a new version of it will potentially bring some new players and maybe have some improvements to this game. So there you have it. That is the BGG Climbers list for the week ending 2/2/2022. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe, and please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.